हे दोस्तों, नमस्कार। स्वागत है आप सबका एक बार फिर से अनअकैडमी के यूट्यूब प्लेटफॉर्म पे। वेरी गुड इवनिंग एंड गुड आफ्टरनून। वेलकम टू द प्लेटफॉर्म अनअकैडमी यूट्यूब चैनल। कैसे हैं आप सबके सब? आई होप एवरीबडी इज डूइंग एब्सोल्युटली गुड, ग्रेट एंड फाइन। एंड यहाँ पे चल रही है हम लोगों की बोनांजा सीरीज, जहाँ पे मैं कवर कर रही हूँ आपके साथ ढेर सारे क्वेश्चंस, एमसीक्यूज, मल्टीपल चॉइस क्वेश्चंस लेटेस्ट पैटर्न्स के ऊपर। और यहाँ पे आइडिया है पेपर 1 में आपको इतना अच्छा एक्यूमेंट डेवलप करवाने का कि आप जब भी कभी एग्जामिनेशन दें, जब भी आपका एग्जामिनेशन हो, आप इतने रेडी हो, एग्ज़ाम रेडी हो कि बस आप कहें कि हाँ मैम, आपकी क्लास अटेंड की थी तो आपने क्वेश्चंस करवाए थे तो मेरा आज उस वजह से क्लियर हो गया या उस वजह से मुझे हेल्प हो गई। तो ऐसे मैसेजेस जब आपके आते हैं ना तो बहुत अच्छा लगता है, दिल को बहुत सुकून मिलता है। कल एक बच्चे का मैसेज आया कि केसेट का कल रिज़ल्ट जो है अनाउंस हुआ है केसेट का, तो उसमें बच्चे ने बोला कि थैंक यू मैम, आपकी क्लासेस वॉच की थी, इट वॉज हेल्पफुल। सो आई एम सो ऑनर्ड एंड ऑब्लाइज्ड आप लोगों के इतने सारे प्यार को देख के। थैंक यू सो वेरी मच। ठीक है, वंस अगेन। तो चलिए आज का सेशन शुरू करते हैं, लेट नहीं करते हैं। बोनांजा सीरीज़ है, यहाँ पे हम लोग प्रीवियसली बोनांजा इस सीरीज़ के अंदर ढेर सारी आपके साथ कर चुके हैं प्रैक्टिस, जहाँ पे मैंने अभी तक आपके संग रिसर्च की, बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस, मल्टीपल चॉइस लेटेस्ट क्वेश्चंस कवर किए हैं। टीचिंग के फिलहाल यहाँ चल रहे हैं, ये टीचिंग का 3rd सेशन है। तो इसके अलावा जैसे ही ये सेशन खत्म होंगे टीचिंग के बोनांजा, तुरंत शुरू हो जाएगा आपका नेक्स्ट सेशन आने वाले दिनों में, पीपल डेवलपमेंट एंड एनवायरनमेंट, वन ऑफ द हॉटेस्ट टॉपिक्स, जिससे बच्चों को बहुत ज़्यादा प्यार है। जी हाँ, जिससे डर लगता है उसी से ज़्यादा प्यार होता है आप लोगों को। लेकिन बोनांजा सीरीज शुरू करने से पहले आपको देना है एक सरप्राइज है अनअकैडमी कॉम्बैट। जितना ही नाम इसका है वैसे ही इसके फीचर्स हैं। कॉम्बैट क्या है? एक गेमिफाइड कॉम्पिटिशन है। किसके बीच में? ऑल ओवर इंडिया यूजीसी नेट स्टूडेंट्स के बीच में। चार्जेस क्या है मैम? एब्सोल्युटली फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट। कब होगा मैम? फोर्टनाइटली होगा, शुरू हो रहा है जनवरी 17 से सुबह 11 बजे। कौन से सब्जेक्ट में होगा मैम? फिलहाल मैनेजमेंट, कॉमर्स एंड पेपर 1 में होगा। 40 क्वेश्चंस हैं और यूएसपी इस बात का ये है कि ओरिजिनल क्वेश्चंस हमने प्रिपेयर किए हैं। ओरिजिनल क्वेश्चंस जो हैं वो आप उन पर प्रैक्टिस करने वाले हैं, लेटेस्ट पैटर्न के क्वेश्चंस जो हैं। बस मैम इतना ही नहीं, इससे भी और ज़्यादा, अगर आप टॉपर्स में से हैं तो रैंक के हिसाब से फ्री वाउचर्स भी हैं। एब्सोल्युटली, जी हाँ, अमेजॉन वाउचर्स हैं टॉप रैंकर्स के लिए। और यहाँ पे इसका यूएसपी सिर्फ इतना ही नहीं, ओरिजिनल क्वेश्चन सिर्फ इतना ही नहीं कि फोर्टनाइटली होगा, सिर्फ इतना ही नहीं कि इसमें वाउचर्स मिलेंगे और ये ऑल ओवर इंडिया बेसिस पे होगा। तो यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड कि ये जो कॉम्बैट होने वाला है उन सब कैंडिडेट्स के बीच में होगा जो ऑल ओवर इंडिया यूजीसी नेट में भी बैठने वाले हैं। तो आप उनके अगेंस्ट में कम्पीट कर रहे हैं, आप ये बात समझ लीजिए। कितना अच्छा कॉम्पिटिशन होने वाला है ना। तो अगर ऐसा कॉम्पिटिशन है तो एनरोल क्यों ना किया जाए। तो डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में नीचे लिंक दिया हुआ है, जल्द से जल्द कॉम्बैट के लिए एनरोल कीजिए। जनवरी 17 को फर्स्ट फोर्टनाइट कॉम्बैट शुरू हो रहा है सुबह 11 बजे, मैनेजमेंट, कॉमर्स और पेपर 1 को लेके। ठीक है, चलिए आइए। लेकिन हाँ, एक बात और, अब मेरी बारी, अब मैं बताऊंगी मैं और क्या करवा रही हूँ अपने बच्चों के लिए। मैं करवा रही हूँ स्पेशल क्लासेस, स्पेशल फ्री क्लासेस, जिसमें आपको सिर्फ एक अनलॉक कोड यूज़ करना है क्लास को खोलते टाइम। और अनलॉक कोड है स्पेशल क्लासेस के लिए ASHI10। ठीक है, इस ASHI10 कोड से आप फ्री स्पेशल क्लासेस जो है अटेंड कर सकते हैं मेरी, जहाँ पे मैं क्या करवा रही हूँ, आने वाले एग्जाम के लिए JRF की प्रिपरेशन करवा रही हूँ। JRF की, जी हाँ, प्रिपरेशन हो रही है लेटेस्ट पैटर्न के क्वेश्चंस को आपके कवर करवाते हुए। तो लेटेस्ट पैटर्न के क्वेश्चंस जो हैं वो किसको लेके हैं मैम? पेपर 1 को लेके हैं। सिर्फ मैम रिसर्च को, टीचिंग को लेके मज़ा नहीं आया, नहीं, किसने बोला? ऑल 10 यूनिट्स मेरे बच्चे, ऑल 10 यूनिट्स को लेके आपकी यहाँ पे प्रैक्टिस हो रही है। ठीक है, सो 10 यूनिट को लेके ज़रूर अटेंड कीजिए। कब हो रही है मैम? इट हैज़ ऑलरेडी स्टार्टेड। आज 3रा सेशन है। कितने बजे मैम? 4:35 PM पे। तो वहाँ पे मेरे साथ जुड़ना मत भूलिएगा। 4:35 PM अनअकैडमी स्पेशल क्लासेस। और एक बात और बताऊँ कि कंप्लीट डिटेल्ड कोर्स जो है वो शुरू हो गए हैं पेपर 1 को लेके, मैनेजमेंट को लेके। मेरे ये जो कंप्लीट डिटेल्ड कोर्स है इसे आप सब्सक्रिप्शन के तौर पे एक्सेस कर सकते हैं। और 10% ऑफ के लिए मैं डिस्काउंट कोड दे रही हूँ ASHI10, प्लस आपके कुछ अगर क्रेडिट्स होंगे कॉइन्स के तौर पे वो भी आपको डिस्काउंट मिल जाएगा। तो आपको 10% से ज़्यादा ही डिस्काउंट जो है वो मिल जाएगा, 10% से ज़्यादा डिस्काउंट मिल जाएगा। 10% आपको ASHI कोड से मिल जाएगा, ASHI10 मेरे कोड से, और आपके कॉइन्स क्रेडिट्स की वजह से भी आपको डिस्काउंट मिल जाएगा। ठीक है, तो जो सेशन में जुड़ चुके हैं ज़रा जल्दी से एक बार हाई लिख के भेज दीजिए मुझे, ठीक है। लेट्स सी कौन कौन जुड़े हुए, एक बार हाई लिख दीजिए ज़रा जल्दी से, ठीक है। शुरू करते हैं आज का सेशन, जहां मैं आपके सामने टीचिंग को लेके बात करने वाली हूँ। पहला क्वेश्चन स्क्रीन पे आपके सामने आ चुका है टीचिंग का। लर्निंग इज सच अ प्रोसेस happens in the living beings in all the times and all the places, ठीक है। wherever there is being, place, time, process of learning will take place. Humans keep on engaging in doing something every time. Here the entire question is talking about learning, ठीक है। लर्निंग को एक प्रोसेस का रूप दिया गया है। लर्निंग को बेसिकली कहा गया है कि लर्निंग जो है वो हर हालत में आपकी ह्यूमन बीइंग के अंदर हर वक्त होती है, और अगर हर वक्त हो रही है लर्निंग तो इतनी एंगेजिंग है कि हर ह्यूमन बीइंग जो है उसमें इन्वॉल्व है। अच्छा, लर्निंग सिर्फ बुक्स को लेके नहीं होती है, लर्निंग आपके आसपास के इलाके, आपके आसपास के एटमॉस्फेयर को लेके भी होती है। जी हाँ, लर्निंग आपकी तब होती है जब आप आसपास में रहना सीखते हैं, आसपास में कैसे बिहेव करना है रिलेशंस में वो सीखते हैं। ये सारी बातें जो है आपका लर्निंग प्रोसेस है, सिर्फ बुक्स में लिमिटेड नहीं है। बुक्स की पढ़ाई और लाइफ की पढ़ाई दोनों ही लर्निंग प्रोसेस है। तो अगर इतना ज़्यादा लर्निंग हो रही है तो लर्निंग को यूनिवर्सल कहना गलत नहीं होगा। तो henceforth learning is a universal process which happens everywhere every time with a human being. I hope you get the point, ठीक है। yes, अब सबके हाई आने लग गए हैं। हाई श्रीकर, वेलकम टू क्लास, एंड दीप्ति वेलकम टू क्लास। आप लोगों की फर्स्ट क्लास है मेरे साथ। आई होप आपको ये क्वेश्चन हो गया होगा क्लियर। लर्निंग प्रोसेस जो है यूनिवर्सल है, राइट। मूविंग ऑन, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन की तरफ चलते हैं। सेकेंड क्वेश्चन स्क्रीन पे आपके सामने ये रहा। It is necessary to have some purpose for learning. जैसे कि if you guys are learning for UGC NET, now UGC NET, why? Is it a competition you want to crack? Is it you want to actually work in a college? Is it that you want to start research, working career in research? Or is it that specifically the idea behind UGC NET learning is that you want to prove yourself? So trust me, people who want to actually improvise on their salary, corporate se bore ho gaye, that's why they want to come to teaching. I mean, this is not the best of the reason to qualify a national level competition. I would say you want to prove yourself. हाँ, मुझे फील होता है कि मैं अपने आप को प्रूव कर सकती हूँ, मैं अपने आप को प्रूव कर रही हूँ, मैंने अपने आप को प्रूव किया है, ठीक है। पैन इंडिया बेसिस पे नेशनल क्वालिफाइड कहलाने की फीलिंग ही कुछ और होती है, ठीक है। तो ये सारे पर्पस होते हैं जिसकी वजह से आप लर्न करते हैं, जिसकी वजह से आप अपने बिहेवियरल मॉडिफिकेशंस जो है वो करते होते हैं। जब आप बिहेवियरल मॉडिफिकेशन करते हैं, द आइडिया इज you have a purpose attached to it. Once you have a purpose attached to it, there is a perfect, clear aim, direction, you have responses to it, everything is there. So henceforth we say learning is purposive in nature. ये E को जरा ignore कीजिएगा, ठीक है। Learning is purposive in nature and absolutely every learning has an aim and a response set attached to it. I hope you guys get the point, ठीक है। चलिए, क्लियर हो गया? आंसर इज ए, वेरी नाइस बेटा, ठीक है। बात करते रहो, मेरे से बातें करते रहो। मुझे अच्छा लगता है बच्चे बातें करते रहते हैं, रिस्पॉन्ड करते रहते हैं। क्लास इंटरैक्टिव होनी चाहिए। हम ऑनलाइन मिल रहे हैं तो क्या ऑनलाइन क्लास इसलिए नहीं है कि आप ऐसे पैसिव होके मुझे देखते रहो। देखो, टीचिंग एप्टीट्यूड पढ़ रहे हो ना, टीचिंग एप्टीट्यूड में आप जब क्लासेस में पढ़ाओगे ना, यू ऑल्सो वुड नॉट वांट कि हम ऐसे टीचर को, मतलब आप जब पढ़ाओगे तो बच्चे आपको ऐसे देखें। We don't want that, ठीक है। Interaction should be there. कितना change modification हो रहा है, it's a two-way process, ठीक है। Even if it's happening online, I'm doing it from let's say X location and you're sitting in Y location, let it be a two-way interaction. Even in physical classroom, it's a two-way interaction. The teacher feels satiated after her teaching or his teaching, because then it makes meaning, it actually is a meaningful act, ठीक है। And if there is no learning happening from the student side, teaching में मज़ा नहीं आएगा, ठीक है। So henceforth it becomes imperative for you also to focus on the fact that teaching should be a two-way process between the learner and the teacher, ठीक है। तो एक बात और मैंने आपको teaching aptitude की बताई। Moving on, third question, here you go, another question on the screen everybody. Now there's a statement question. Now you have to check out whether the statement is correct or false, ठीक है, correct or incorrect. Let's read the first statement. It says establishing the right and desirable responses with any stimuli is learning. I say absolutely true till here, because then learning is, if it's happening from inside, it's only possible if there is a stimuli coming from outside, ठीक है। Teacher is providing stimulus to the student and the learner is actually engaging into learning, and on the basis of that, psychologists say that there is a relational activity involved in the case of study of learning activity. So that simply means that learning is not possible without stimuli. Even if you learn something द बुक्स टॉक टू यू. पता है क्या है, मेरी बुक्स मुझसे बात करती हैं. यस एग्जैक्टली, यू हर्ड मी राइट. आप कहेंगे मैम दीवारें बात करती है सुना था, इंसानों को रात में दिन में भूत नज़र आते हैं सुना था, आपने तो नई बात बोल दी है कि बुक्स बात करती है. हाँ, बुक्स बात करती हैं बेटा. अगर आप बुक्स के संग बात करना चाहते हो, बुक्स जीते जागती बुक्स हैं, उनमें बहुत कुछ है, बहुत बातें हैं. आप उनके संग अगर बातें करने को तैयार हो तो बुक्स आपसे बात करने के लिए बहुत ज़्यादा रेडी है. ठीक है, सो इट्स बेसिकली अ रिलेशन बिटवीन यू एंड द बुक्स कॉन्सेप्ट विच यू नीड टू लर्न. इट्स अ स्टिमुलाई विच दे आर गिविंग you. The teacher is sending you a stimuli. If you want to learn, accept the stimuli and respond. Once you respond, stimuli is to response is a relationship between learning and teaching activity. And hence statement 1 is absolutely correct. I hope you guys get the point. ठीक है, done. Okay, moving on. And yes, हाँ, thank you so very much. किसी ने like किया अभी session, thank you. Keep on liking the session. I like it. Lot many likes is what I am actually hungry for. Okay, next statement. Person can use the same skills and solution of the problem in other similar problems which he has learned in any situation. Means learning transfers. Thus learning is transferable. The answer is yes. True, learning is transferable. See, अच्छा पहले तो both the statements are correct, right? Why learning is transferable? Because then you know something. If you are learning something from me, in case I would like that you should learn something from me, I'm adding meaning to your life, I would love that. If I'm able to do that, tomorrow when you go to your own colleges and classrooms and teach in the methodology which I used to teach you in, I would say I was successful. ठीक है, making you only successful, making you only qualifying this examination is not my success criteria. My success criteria is that I should have close to 10,000 students in 10,000 colleges across India using one or some of the methodologies I used to use or I am using in my teaching activity, and they are using the same thing. That will be my success parameter. Okay, and that's possible once you qualify UGC NET. So yes, that's what my agenda is. एंड बस एक थैंक यू नोट डाल देना, बस इतना बता देना कि मैम आज आपने जैसे पढ़ाया था ना वैसे ही हमने आज वैसे ही उसी तरह से अपने क्लासरूम में टीच किया. तसल्ली हो जाएगी, एक क्लास करके भी इतनी तसल्ली हो जाएगी, बस पूछो बात. ठीक है, सो लर्निंग इज ट्रांसफरेबल. इफ़ यू आर लर्निंग समथिंग हियर, यू आर डिप्लॉइंग इट्स इन सम अदर सिचुएशन. You're transferring what you have learned, learning the knowledge and transferring it to some other situation, some other stance to make that stance meaningful is what is called learning transfer. Okay, and hence both the statements were absolutely correct. Moving on to another statement based question on the screen. Yes, it is exactly. चलो धीरे धीरे बच्चे जुड़ रहे हैं, धीरे धीरे लाइक्स भी बढ़ रहे हैं. थैंक यू सो वेरी मच. ओके, 4:35 की क्लास का इंटीमेशन अनअकैडमी से आ गया है मुझको, तो 4:35 की क्लास ज़रूर अटेंड कीजिएगा. आज पीपल डेवलपमेंट पे लेटेस्ट पैटर्न क्वेश्चंस करवाऊंगी आपको मैं. ठीक है, चलिए मूविंग ऑन. Statement 1. From the political point of view, learning is a process, moves on in a living environment. Whatever man learns, its field is cognitive, affective and connotative. Statement 1, incorrect. Statement 2, correct. Why, ma'am? Why, ma'am? Why? Why? What happened? Option D is correct. See, the fact that it says learning happens as a process in a living environment. Why it's a political viewpoint? It cannot be a political viewpoint that you are sustaining in a living environment. It's not a political viewpoint. ठीक है, so political viewpoint नहीं है. This is a generic viewpoint, a psychological viewpoint, a mindset, a thought process that learning is a process which happens in our living environment. We learn from everywhere. ठीक है, we learn from books, we learn from teachers, we learn from peers, we learn from colleagues, we learn from relations, we learn from relatives, etc. So we learn from everywhere. That's living environment, and that cannot be a political viewpoint, because then politics is something which is a true and false situation, but it's psychological aspect which proves true to stand in a living environment, and hence the first statement is incorrect. Second statement which says whatever man learn, whatever you are learning in this session right now, it's a field of cognitive, affective and connotative domain. Why I say connotative, affective domain, cognitive domain? Because right now you are actually visualizing, perceiving the class which I am actually doing in front of you guys. So it's actually going into your head, into your cognitive domain. You're able to relate to it, to the content which I'm delivering here right now, the subject topic which is written in front, which I'm speaking. If you're able to connote it, then you're able to retain that information information. And if in case it gives you a attitudinal shift, it changes your attitude towards the positive side, there is a attitudinal change called affective domain is changing in you. And totality mein your behavior is getting modified, your learning curve is increasing based on your cognitive, affective and connotative domains undergoing a change. And hence second statement is absolutely true. D is the correct answer. ठीक है, I hope you guys get it. वाह, नवाब का आंसर डी आ गया, वेरी गुड. ठीक है, एवरीबडी डन. गाइस देयर लॉट मेनी पीपल आंसरिंग, ओनली एक दो बच्चे ABC आंसर मार्क कर रहे, बाकी सारे भी दो ना मेरे से, बाकी सारे हाई भी बोल दो ना गलती से. कोई मुझसे बात क्यों नहीं करता है? बातें करो मुझसे, बातें करो मुझसे. क्लासरूम में पढ़ते पढ़ते बातें करते हैं ना, और बातें करते करते पढ़ते हैं, पढ़ाई की बातें होती हैं, तो भैया बहुत अच्छी तरीके से पढ़ाई समझ आती है. चीज़ को डिस्कस करते हुए आगे बढ़ते हैं, राइट? ओके, चलो, अभी तक कोई जवाब नहीं आया, आ जाएगा. चलते हैं हम आगे, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन करते हैं. आप आगे बढ़ो, हम आपके साथ हैं. अगला क्वेश्चन. In process of learning, first the need for purpose or motive originates. Yeah, why should I learn? Why should I learn? To clear UGC NET? Okay. Why should I clear UGC NET? To earn more, or to move from corporate to college life? To move from home life to college life? Why should I do it? Okay. So basically there is a power behind your needs and which you need to actually fulfill. So there is a reason attached to it, reason attached to your needs, reason attached to your fulfillment of needs, and this power is a driving force behind that. So this is actually asking you to engage into the process of learning, and hence absolutely correct. Okay. Second statement says, when you engage in a process of learning, change comes in the behavior of a person. Your behavior tends to change, because when you were a child, I remember I was a child, I used to like chalk. किसी को पसंद है chalk? मुझे बहुत पसंद था chalk. आई थिंक काफ़ी सारे एक्सेप्ट करेंगे कि chalk बहुत पसंद था. लिखना नहीं, खाना. तो chalk जो है वो पसंद था. बट अब क्या है मैम? अब बिहेवियर मॉडिफिकेशन हो गया. नाउ वी हैव लर्नड, वी हैव ग्रोन, वी हैव एक्चुअली बिकम अडल्ट लर्नर्स, wherein we have modified behavior as per the cognitive and affective and connotative domains of our mindset undergoing a change, a modification due to learning. And once that happens, the previous behavior which you used to have, the former behavior, is different from what we have right now. Both the behaviors are different, and hence what both the sentences are about learning and process of learning absolutely correct. Both the statements are true. Okay. Good evening, Planet for All. Name? Hi Palak, welcome to class. Okay, very good, perfect, very nice. Good. Perfect, very nice. Moving on, next question. Okay, now these are true-false questions. True-false questions. Let's find it out whether these questions are true or false. Okay, variety is the need of the day. Process of learning comes to an end after infancy. Oh my God, is that so? I think no, that's never the case, because you're still learning. I'm still learning. Everybody around us is learning. हम इतनी देर से learning के ऊपर बात ही तो कर रहे हैं. So henceforth it's false. The moment a person is no longer infant, he is not longer a baby, he grows, his behavior also actually undergoes modification, and that's only possible once he actually learns, not stops learning. Okay? So after infancy is the time period when he actually starts to learn, not bring it to an end. Okay? So henceforth false statement. Learning can be faulty or faultless at the same time. I would say absolutely true. Why? Because see, learning is faulty when somebody has taught you wrongly. Okay? Now if learning is faultless when somebody has actually taught you correct thing, right? Also, if you have learned the wrong thing, learning is faulty. If you have learned the right thing, learning is faultless. Simple as that, right? So henceforth the idea is to make sure that your mindset, your affective domain, cognitive domain, all are in the right direction. Okay? There is no need to be bad influenced when in bad company, right? Good evening, Angel. Thank you so very much. Pavitra, welcome to your first class, mere bache. Yes, false. Very nice, very good. Okay, moving on. third question. According to Crow and Crow, just ignore it for a second. Learning is the acquisition of habits, knowledge, and qualities. It's true, because if you're learning, you're acquiring good habits. And if you're learning bad habits, it's faulty learning which you have. If you are learning qualities, it's a good thing. If you're learning bad knowledge, it's faulty. If you're learning good knowledge, good. Okay? So henceforth, absolutely true. Learning is acquisition of habits, knowledge, and quality. Absolutely true. Learning develops negativity in a person. True or false? I say it's false. Shh. It's false. Why exactly? See, you're learning. Your cognitive domain is undergoing a change. Your affective domain is undergoing a change. Why would you be negative? Come on, you're learning newer things. You're learning newer nuances. You're learning new knowledge. You're learning qualities. Why would somebody be negative? Is learning new things. So it's negative word which actually makes the sentence false. The correct word was that learning makes you positive. You feel bright. You feel positive towards the future. You feel confident about your future, right? That's what learning is all about. Okay, moving on. Next question. Okay. When a child learns something independently and simply by playing, it is called simple learning. Like a child learns to keep away from the fire during his play, the response to such simple process he learns is easily. He does not have any organized response. This is a case of simple learning. Already question में दिया हुआ है. ये question मुझे change करना पड़ेगा. बच्चों को hint देना अच्छी बात नहीं है मैम. See, the fact is, it's not a case of simple learning. It's the case that learning is of very varieties. Certain learning happens when in case you were not expecting in an area you'll get to learn something. Okay? It so happened once I was coming from outside Delhi to Delhi, and once I don't remember exactly, but it just happened 2 to 3 years back. So I was coming to Delhi. I was coming from Banaras and Varanasi, and I was coming back to Delhi. So I just got down on a railway station, and I was just crossing the railway bridge to board a metro back to home. Now, en route the bridge, there were some people who were playing cards. That's an often very usual sight which you have when you actually are near railway station areas. Now, there, a situation was that people were trying to act mischievous while playing cards so that they can actually earn money wrongly. And suddenly it occurred to me that people who have the need for money are not the ones who actually get into wrong habits of earning. People who do not have the need for money are the ones who actually get into the wrong habit of earning. That's a learning which I actually got from that situation. It suddenly happened. It was not something which was planned learning, which I was actually looking forward to. It's happened suddenly in my life. Okay? So that's sudden learning. Complex learning. For example, somebody has given one attempt, not qualified, given second attempt, not qualified. He leaves the UGC NET field, come back after 2 to 3 years or something like that, again tries to qualify, doesn't qualify. Fourth time he appears, qualifies with a JRF. The entire journey, he was actually doing hit and trial in his head. All the time he was actually thinking what went wrong, what was my fault, then I'm not supposed to be emotional and negative, I'm supposed to study, how to study, what did I miss in studies, what were the questions I need to practice more. So this is all exactly complex learning which is at play. Simple learning is which happens around you everywhere, simple. Like I was a kid, what I used to do, you'll be surprised to know, in electric switches I used to put my finger. Although I never got the shock, because the switch was off and I didn't know how to turn on the switch at that point of time. But I used to put my finger into that electric switch, right? And I have tumbled down the stairs twice or thrice. So that was my simple learning, that don't, beta, just go ahead and play with anything in life. Okay, so henceforth simple learning happens around us anytime, and that's the correct answer, that the child during his play or around himself actually goes through simple learning, right? Moving on. So I just explained to you all the types of learning as well. Moving on, another set of statement questions. हाँ, इस क्वेश्चन का आंसर नहीं दे रहे बच्चे. इस क्वेश्चन का आंसर नहीं आया था सिंपल लर्निंग वाला का. कोई बात नहीं, चलो ठीक है. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन पे चलते हैं. स्टेटमेंट का क्वेश्चन, लर्निंग डिपेंड्स ऑन इनबॉर्न रिस्पॉन्सेस, full stop, inspired by the inborn instinct. A man does whatever activity there are for adjustment of a situation. According to the psychologist, learning is a mental process. Yeah, learning is inborn because then stimuli comes from outside and the response to a stimuli happens from within our soul. Our heart, our soul, our mind actually undergoes modification. That's what learning is all about. Now, if you want to learn, you can learn from anywhere. You can learn from a person who's selling vegetables. You can observe him. You can learn from somebody at your home, your maid. You can learn from anybody in this world. Okay? If you want to. That's your response system. So I say learning is a mental process wherein exactly you're ready to affect the knowledge around you in a simple methodology and simple learning process. Statement 2 says maturity has a great effect on process of learning. Maturity means the physical development. Mental ability also develops along with physical development. I say absolutely true. The reason being, both of the statements are absolutely true. The reason being, ki yes, if you are mature by not age, by brain, it's not just an example of mental development. It also shows a maturity at many stages as well. Like physically you're developed because mind development means that you are developing physically as well as mental development is happening in you. So it brings agility to you apart from ability. If at younger age you are mature mentally, you're learning something, you're not just able, you're agile. And if you're agile, trust me, that's what is required from everybody around the world right now. We don't want to actually end up doing stupid things in life. We want to always do good things in life, at least do good for ourselves, right? That's what we can do. So henceforth, absolutely true, both the statements. Next question, learning is a mental process. Mental process is expressed by behavior. A man is changed and refined on the basis of experiences in his behavior. Absolutely true. Once you're learning, your mind cognitive domain undergoes change. And once that happens, your behavior tends to change because then you started interpreting a situation. And if that is happening, your experiences change as well, because then the perception of a situation around you changes, right? If a student, when I was teaching for the first time in 2016, I had butterflies in my stomach while teaching. I was thinking, what am I going to teach? How am I going to teach? How am I going to stand? Please Bhagwan, is kamre se mujhe bahar leke jao. Mujhe nahi padhana hai. That was the situation. Trust me, it was 5 years back, because then you're standing and everybody is looking at you, 100 odd students looking at you. And am I dressed properly? Is there something on my face? That was the feeling at that point of time. Trust me, goosebumps, butterflies happen every time you take a first lecture in your life. This is going to happen. Such a beautiful feeling it is. Trust me, I miss it. Okay. Now, when I taught for the first time online, like in front of you guys, in front of India, the country, and last week I get to know that there are few Unacademy Plus students who are actually watching the classes from Dubai right now. So I was very happy. Wow, that was good. So one of my students, Prachi, and another students was from Namibia, and she was watching from Dubai. So wow, she had an Unacademy Plus subscription, and she missed out the UGC NET examination due to COVID lockdown, and she's in Dubai and she's watching the classes from there. So I was like, wow, that's another feeling, another next level feeling. Okay. So yes, this is a learning for me. Okay. It's a learning for me because it's refining my behavior. It's refining my behavior because these are experiences which help me modify my behavior, right? So now I can actually think of teaching internationally on the basis of this platform. So that simply means that I need to actually go ahead and refine myself more. So absolutely true. Okay. Second statement says learning under immaturity harms the child. It affects physical health of the child and hence it hinders the natural development. Absolutely true. Both the statements are correct, because in case if you're immature and you're trying to learn, in that situation you would not be correctly learning. So being immature and learning, not modifying your behavior would be a harmful situation, and natural development would not be perfectly done through. So it's better to actually get matured, not just by age but mental development as well, taking the learning one by one, understanding your experiences, doing a simple learning in your life, and you'll have a lovely life, right? That should be the idea behind it. Okay, so that's it from my side for today. Let's wind up the session at this point. Yes. And nahi beta, mere C was not the answer. I hope you get the point. And let's wind up the session for now. And let's meet again in our next class. Next class starts in 5 minutes on Unacademy special classes. The unlock code is ASHI10, free special classes for latest pattern paper 1 MCQs. Today we are doing people development and environment. Okay? And yes, learning does not depend on age, mere bache, but it does depend on physical development. If you are not physically fit, learning is something. We have special students ना, we have special students, उनके संग टीचर्स को बहुत अच्छे से लेबर करना होता है, तो उनका फिजिकल डेवलपमेंट लिमिटेड होता है. बच्चा 25 साल का है उम्र में, उनकी बुद्धि 12 साल की है. टीचर को नए तरीके से उनको पढ़ाने की ज़रूरत है, टीचर को पेशेंट होने की ज़रूरत है उनके संग. एक चीज़ को एक नॉर्मल एज, नॉर्मल मेंटल सेटअप के इंसान के संग किसी और चीज़ से पढ़ाया जा सकता है. इसी ऐसे स्पेशल स्टूडेंट को किसी और तरीके से पढ़ाना पड़ेगा. तो वहाँ पे बात हो रही थी, एज को लेके इसलिए बात नहीं हो रही कि बंदा इमेच्योर है, बंदा स्पेशल स्टूडेंट है, उसकी बात हो रही है. ठीक है, आई होप यू गेट द पॉइंट, राइट? So let's wind up the session for now and let's meet again in next 5 minutes on the Unacademy platform. Don't forget to enroll for the Combat. And yeah, that's it from my side. And trust me, Combat is going to be a roller coaster ride for you and you're going to love it. Thank you so very much for watching. I hope you liked this session. Don't forget to hit it like. Take care. God bless. Namaskar.